Welcome back, everybody, and yes, they did booby trap the sub. Thankfully, when you first enter the water, you'll be facing the actual panel with the three switches that you'll be needing to flip on so you can open up the side. Or you should, I guess, the underbay of the submarine and get the heck out. So the Octobrain that you came across earlier in the first level is now a regularly occurring enemy in this level. Quite a lot so. And where am I? Ooh, okay. Okay, I need to hide behind this sub here. It's those stupid turrets again. As always, the best solution is to kill them with the RPG. The homing qualities of the RPG are awesome for the turrets. Good old RPG. Now I think there's a... Yep, there's a trap. Grab the key and keep moving. Now this little area with the troopers, there's a little secret in the hallway that I'm going to come to next that gets you there, but, you know, since I'm not doing any secrets, I'm going to ignore it. Alright, and there is... Ooh! Oh, wow, that hurt. They use trip mines quite a bit in this level as traps, and to great effect, unfortunately. So I'm going to go back and grab some more health. Alright, and here's the most confusing part of this particular level. I remember when I first played this game, yep, there's a trip mine up here that will totally catch you off guard if you're not looking for it. But I remember playing this game for the first time, and I was stuck. I had no idea what to do next. There's a lot of puzzles in this level that just are completely vague, and you kind of have to experiment to figure them out. And they don't really tell you what to do. So I'm going to show you what to do for those who've never played the game. But first, let's get rid of the pig cop who decided to show up there for no particular reason. Alright. Okay, you have to stand on these little yellow and white striped things and wait for the crane to pick you up. Now, if you had picked up a jetpack in an earlier level in a secret, then you don't have to worry about this at all. You can just jetpack up here and off you go. But, yeah, if you don't have the jetpack, which you shouldn't if you haven't found any secrets, you have to use the cranes to move across the room on the higher, you know, level. Something that was completely not intuitive at the time when I was a young kid. I had no idea that was how you had to go about things. So, imagine my surprise when I was looking online and they said, oh yeah, just step on the panels and you'll be carried by a crane. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I have no idea. That was a kind of a hurtful drop. Now here's the trickiest part of this whole level. Not the most confusing, but the trickiest. You need to get shrunk. And then you have about, I would say, 12 seconds before you... Okay, now you want to wait here. Wait until about 10-second mark. Then rush out there and try and get between the two before either one steps on you. Because you don't want them to step on you when you're small. Because if that happens, well, you're screwed. And you will get squished instantly, and your run of the level will be cut seriously short. Okay, now we're done with the shrinking aspect, but we're going to revisit it again briefly in the next level, but it's not going to be to that degree anymore. And strangely enough, they never really play with that again until episode 4, so it's kind of a shame, really, that. I guess you could say puzzle of using the shrunken Duke as a solution to exploring the level. I just hit a mine. That hurt. I have to admit, though, there's a lot of shotgun ammo here. A strange shadow in the deep there at the ground, if you notice that. Okay, sometimes you have to be like on the level of those buttons for them to activate. I don't know why, but they always activate with weapon fire, though, so that's good. Now this part can be a little confusing, and indeed it kind of confused me at first, but you kind of have to jump off here and go to the other side, and totally not fall in the water like I just did. No, you have to do a little platforming here. There you go. That's what I needed to do. Okay, and then opens the underwater bay door. The cool thing about those cameras, and one of the cool interaction things of this game, is being able to see areas and places you haven't been to. It's kind of a way of enticing the player to continue playing more of the level, and get excited about the areas they're going to explore next. And when they finally get to those areas, it's kind of a rewarding feeling that, hey, I saw this before. Now I'm actually here, so it's kind of like a cool thing to reward the players, getting access to areas they only saw previously through cameras. Way too close, Octobrains. Way too close. As I said, they are all over this place. If there's an underwater segment in level, you can bet there's an Octobrain in there somewhere. Just ignore that one. Yep, see, it'll get squished eventually. Now this was another aspect of this level that really just frustrated me. I had no idea what I was going to do, because I couldn't figure out what I needed to do to get through these gears. But if you look closely enough, you'll see that there's an opening with no, I guess you could say cog there. It's got broken off, so you gotta go in between there. The gray area. Yeah, that's another thing about the way how Duke 3D engine works. As you can see, I totally skipped the Octobrain, killing it, and I just left it alive underneath the water. Well, you could totally just sit in the water where I am doing now, and the Octobrain's like under you going crazy, like gnawing at my legs, but since you're in a completely different sector, as it were, once you surfaced on the water, it doesn't affect you, and it won't affect you, because this game never took into account the linked sectors and how an enemy in one sector could affect you in the next. And so, if you have a whole bunch of Octobrains and you want a little bit of a reprieve, you just surface. And you are physically in a different area, and not in the same area as the Octobrains, despite the fact you're in the body of water. I know, and I apologize if that made no sense at all, but it'll make sense to those who've actually tried to design levels for the game. It's just kind of silly that, how that actually works. And we have one last puzzle, and that is how to get across this chasm of dam. Yeah, that's where we need to go. And it took a long time for me to figure this out. You kind of have to jump up here, stand on the platform, the black platform there. There you go. And then shoot the switch across the way, and then quickly switch platforms as they come together. Totally vague that you needed to do that at all. So, kudos to anyone who tried to figure that without any help. That's ridiculous. Okay, we're going to avoid that atomic health, because we don't need it. Because we're not going to get it. If you went into that fan earlier that you just saw, that was another secret. I kind of like how they added sound detail here, where you actually heard the echo, like you're in a cavernous space here. Neat effect, I think. So, little details like that, I think, really set this game apart. And little waves, kind of cool. Needless, but cool. And down this stretch of tubing, there's a crack in the wall which you can blow open. Yep, right there, that totally passed. That leads you to a secret exit, but I am not going to take it, because I'm just going to focus on the main core game with this challenge. So it doesn't include secret levels, and usually they just end up being batches of, extra ammo and stuff you really don't need, but... Okay, we've saved the game, we've completed on the first try. Hey! I got past all the tricky areas without even dying once. That was pretty cool. In under 12 minutes, too. Alright, we're going to do the final level of this episode in the next video. See you later.